Hi guys, Dave here from Wolf in the Wilds. As you already know by the title of my video, we're going to be talking about the differences between Boneset and Pye Weed. A buddy of mine was asking about them. Medicinally, they're very, very similar. Appearance-wise, very, very similar. Where they grow, once again, very similar. But nevertheless, a buddy of mine was asking about it, and it seems like a pretty good video to do. So let's get you in here and show you Boneset first. The flowers of Boneset are basically white. As a matter of fact, there's a good one here. And the leaves come straight out of the stem. It's very hairy. It's a very, very bristly, hairy plant. I am 6 feet tall. This plant here comes up about chest, and Boneset generally doesn't grow too much taller than this. It's generally, like, it's a tall plant, but it's not near as tall as your typical Pye Weed can grow. Now, this will induce sweating. Too much of it will cause you to throw up. It causes an upset stomach, sort of, and it will make you vomit. So you do not want to use this plant if you don't have access to drinkable water. You got to keep yourself hydrated when using something like this. It can treat constipation. It can treat throat problems. It is good for like flu and fever, because it'll sweat the fever right out of you, sweat the flu right out of you. And I think if I remember correctly, they used to make sort of a wash out of it for certain skin issues as well. But I mean, all in all, it is similar in appearance and use as its probably cousin, Pye Weed. Now, it's also a stimulant, so it'll help keep you awake. If you don't have coffee, you could use a little of this. A little goes a long way. It is a pretty strong plant. It's good for pneumonia, lung issues. It's fairly decent for that. It's a plant that's, when things are kind of, close to at its worst, you would look towards this. This isn't something that you would just use, because you have like a little sniffle or something. This is pretty heavy duty stuff. And it's got to be used under the right conditions. Like I say, it'll make you sweat. It induces urination a lot. It is a stimulant. It will cause you to burn calories and lose water, so you want to make sure that you can replace that when you're using this plant. Pye Weed, on the other hand, it usually grows a lot bigger than me. All I've seen in this immediate area is very, very small for Pye Weed. I've never seen them, this small this late in the year, but they generally grow very, very tall. Now, the flowers are a nice pink color. Other than that, at a glance, they look really, really similar to Boneset. Now, I'm gonna just grab a piece off rather than bring the camera in here. But Now, like I say, normally the leaves would be way bigger, the plant would be way up here, like it would be a really, really tall plant. But it's got these nice pink flowers. And now the leaves are rough, but there's no hair on the stem at all. The stem it's green and red, and it's a little bit splotched. In its form, it's kind of similar to what you would see on like a hemlock. So you got to be careful that you're actually dealing with this and not hemlock. But I mean, you know, they don't look really the same at all. Now the leaves are growing out, and there's the 4 of them, bang, 1, 2, 3, 4, all around the stem. And they are actually growing out on little stems or branches or whatever. They don't grow right out of the stem like Boneset does. Now, medicinally, very similar, okay? It induces urination and sweating. It's good for like kidney issues, kidney stones, kidney problems, things of that nature. It's also good for fever and inflammation. It does induce sweating and all that kind of stuff. It's actually dangerous if it's not used properly. Both of the plants are. You really, really, really have to know what you're doing. And that is something that you should probably read about, research, not just listen to just one single guy's video who's trying to get, you know, everything out in one relatively short video. It's not going to do. It's not going to do. Before you use either one of these things, know what you're doing. They can be dangerous if not used right. Other than that, it's, like I say, they're very, very similar in uses. This probably is a little stronger and it will cause you to throw up, whereas this probably, like, it will, but you got to take more of it. It's not really as potent, I don't believe. Now, why this is called Joe Pye Weed and this is called Boneset? Well, I'm imagining that whoever discovered this was named Joe Pye, whoever the natives first taught this to. This is called Boneset because apparently if you have a broken bone, you make a tea out of this, and it does help to set the bone and allow it to heal a little bit better. This apparently doesn't have that property, so slightly different in that case. Other than that, they're very, very, very potent plants that you should definitely know about, but you should definitely know what you're doing before you use them. So, Boneset, Joe Pye Weed, useful plants in a very bad situation. I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling video, and I hope that you like and share and help me out with this growing the channel thing. I'd really, really, really like to reach out to more people and get more feedback, more input, more whatever. So tell your friends, share my videos, like, subscribe, all that kind of jazz. We'll see you in the next one, guys.